All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 1053. It is a beautiful Wednesday evening. It is a wild card Wednesday, but I already know what you guys are going to get. You guys are going to get some content. You're going to get some content tonight. Who am I? I am the guy that is not the Wizard of Oz. Nope. I am Andy. I'm the guy that runs the back office over here at KonaButterflyz. But you're not here for me and my wizardry or my lack thereof. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. But you're not, you guys are going to get a treat tonight. You guys are going to get some free content. What are we talking about tonight, Brandy?
OBAs, PSTs, and sailing away. Not, I said selling away, not sailing away.
I think Kendrick sings that at the end of that one song. OBA. No, that's not it. Anyways, all right, everybody. All right, somebody's probably laughing somewhere. Who knows what I'm talking about? Anyway, solid joke. Anyways, my kids are probably laughing in the other room, like you're so.
No, they're not. They're going like this,
rolling their eyes. I probably got the turn and the roll eye. You know, your kids like look at you and then they roll. Yeah, that's probably what I got. Anyways, all right, we had a great night. We had a good night. And our daughter had her first softball game ever in her entire life. Ever playing, ever. And I'm going to say this. She's in her room. It was lackluster. It wasn't great at all. But you know what? She played her heart out. And some of y'all, I'm going to relate this to studying because that's what you're here for. Some of you you guys put the work in. You guys get the practice in, you do your quizzes, and you show up to the main event, and it's you fall short. You might have some tears. You might be crying, like there was today. But you know what? As I told her, and as I'll tell you, pass or fail, lose or win, if you put all of your effort in, if you did your best to get to that point, at that point, to your best of your ability, not that you can't improve, not that you can't do better, but if you put all of your might into it and you did all that you could and you played your heart out and you put maximum effort into taking your exam and you didn't get the result that you wanted, there's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be, what do I want to say? Disappointed in yourself. You shouldn't be disappointed in yourself. You should be excited about yourself and the fact that you didn't stop and you got to that point and you did put so much effort in. But what you have to do is you can't let it defeat you as a person. You were defeated on the score. You were defeated on the screen, but you're not defeated in life. You should be empowered in life. The fact that you even tried and you got out there and you did it. That's what should happen. But so many times we are so caught up in the scores. We're so caught up in that we constantly, we feel like we're owed a win because we put practice in. We feel like we are, what's that word that we use all the time? Entitled. We're entitled to a win. We're entitled to a pass notice. We're entitled. And a lot of you might not look at that way because you're like, I did put the effort in. But guys, that doesn't mean anything's guaranteed. It doesn't necessarily mean it's guaranteed. There are things you can prepare for things and you can do things and you can go out and put your best effort out there. And it's the humbling experience of knowing that it wasn't enough. Some people throw around humble, but they don't really use the word humble as what it is really and what a humbling experience is. Humbling experiences are great. They are what keeps us grounded. It is what develops your character. It is what develops you as a person. It's not always winning that develops us as a person. It's not always getting what we want that makes us the better person. It's not always getting the great scores. It's not always everything making sense to us when we watch the videos or we get on here and we study and we see it and then we go do it in our quizzes and we fall like at 20% and then you're like, well, there's something defective about me. I should have scored way higher. I should be doing way better. Why should you? Because you put effort out there? There's a lot of people who put effort into things, but there's very few people who succeed. And the reason why that is because the people who succeed understand that it's a process, it's a journey, and it's going to have a lot of losses on the way. But those losses, you learn from each one because they're all stepping stones to where you want to get to. They're stepping stones to the destination. They're not walls, they're stepping stones. It is all a matter of the way you look at it. It's all a matter of perception. It's how you talk. We talk about this all the time, positive mental attitude. It's having that perseverance and fortitude to get your butt whooped, sometimes physically, sometimes mentally, sometimes in a lot of different ways. But you all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes we literally get a can opened up on us. And sometimes it's very unexpected. And that, my friends, is a humbling experience. My dad used to tell me all the time, because, I was a scrappy young man, not so much now. I did a lot of soul searching. I'm not so angry as I used to be. Brandy looks at me, but I'm not. I'm no tough guy, and no, I don't consider myself some tough guy. But when I was a kid, I had a lot of unresolved anger and issues that led me to a lot of fights and whatnot. And I had to work through it, and I had to develop through it. And my dad used to tell me all the time, you might think you're a Billy, bad, what, until you meet Billy, and he whoops your butt. And guess what? You got to get back up, and you're going to learn how to fight another day. And you're going to learn something from it, and you're going to get humbled, and you're going to need to get back to it, because that's what you do. You develop that warrior spirit. You develop that callous. You develop that mental toughness. All of these failures, all of these things that you guys think might be deterrence, or you might think it's a some way and somehow makes you defective, it's actually making you more effective. It's making you more blessed, because now not only have you experienced putting your heart into something and putting effort into something and falling short, not only are you learning to get back up again, not only are you learning what you need to learn again and to get back and get a passing score and what you need to do to persevere, right? It also makes you a better human, because it's going to make you a better leader, because you're going to have somebody in your life, or someone, a child, maybe it's somebody you're coaching, maybe someone on your team, maybe in your office, maybe someone who's important. You're going to know how to deal with it and knows and say the things that went against you. And you're going to be able to get that person inspired to push on and persevere so they can better their lives. It's a full circle of nothing but great things that can come from not always getting what you want, and sometimes even failing, or not, or losing in a game. Yeah, sure. Sure. It does hurt. I ain't gonna lie. It hurts, right? It hurts. It hurts sometimes. It feels like someone put their whole celestial hand right inside your chest and pulled out your heart. You know what I mean? Just like, oh. Sometimes it's just gut wrenching. You're just like, oh. It's just a real kick. And do you know what's funny? On the flip side of it, sometimes, is that we get surprised sometimes when we win, when that unexpected, where you've been knocked down a lot, and that one time you get back in there and you go into the same fight, and then it goes ping, pass, and you're like, whoa. And then the tears of joy come, right? And then the elation, immediately we're excited, we're inspired, we're like, I knew it, I achieved it. You cannot buy that experience with money. You cannot buy that in a store. You cannot pay anybody to make you feel that way. Don't ever cheat yourself of having that experience. Don't ever quit on yourself and cheat yourself of having that experience of being super proud of you. So many times as an adult, we don't step back enough and we don't say, I'm proud of myself. We don't say how proud we are of ourselves. We don't take the moment to say, give ourselves a pat on the back. We don't go, you know what? You done good, kid. You know what I mean? We take so much time to tell ourselves so many negative things, but how many times do you tell yourself how many good things you did today? Or how many times you did good, kid? So as you go through this process, and as I was looking at my daughter today, I wanted to go ahead and share that with you and hope that you guys get inspired by yourselves and be inspired by what your actions are. And if you're not inspired by your actions and you're not feeling that way, get that way. Get that way. Get that way. Do whatever you can so you do feel proud about your efforts. Do whatever you can to feel good about what you're doing. Because you know what? You're passing off great things to your children too, because they're seeing you do it if you have children. And if you are not yet of the children, if you don't have children yet, right? And you got, and you're, maybe a family to be, you got, as my kids say, you got lore. You got lore, kid. You're building that lore, that mom lore, that dad lore, right? Where you come up and you can tell them, this is what I did. It means something. I'm just telling you guys, don't get defeated, get inspired. That's my message to you guys. Get excited about it and be proud of yourselves. If you haven't got on to the KonaButterflyz membership and you're just like, what? I didn't know I was going to church tonight. Guys, look, it's when we try to do things in any kind of journey in any kind of way, it's not just one thing. It is sometimes a mental battle. It is sometimes being positive about things. You got to have that PMA. And if you love that PMA, positive mental attitude, for those who aren't hip to it, if you love that positive mental attitude, that talk that I'm talking about, we don't only just give you content. We give you that. We also give you a way to pass these exams. Brandy's doing a really great job in the exam mastery sessions. You get also a way to pass these exams by showing you how to look at these questions and answers differently, how to take them apart, the mechanics of a multiple choice exam that you're going to be taking, how to master it so that way you don't just get one pass notice, but you're learning a system to pass multiple pass notices. And that's the difference between us. It's not just one exam. We're teaching you a system and to pass multiple exams, because you guys, all of you ladies and gentlemen, all of you out there, all of you, I've got to pass more than one exam on here. Mm-hmm. So you got to learn a system that provides that. We have that for you. Scan the QR code, hit the links. We got all that going for you. We've got books available also. SIE 6 and 63, 65. Brandy's been working tirelessly. I'm telling you, tirelessly every day and trying to get this thing done. It's a lot harder than you think, guys, because you not only got to write it, but then she's actually compiling it. She's putting it together. She's putting the graphics together. She's formatting everything ourselves. We're a mom and pop. We do everything ourselves. We don't pay anybody to do anything. It is all us. If we had people, we'd probably have to charge more, but we're not willing to charge more. We're just going to do all the hard work ourselves and keep the prices to what they are now. So that way you guys can get it for about what costs 2 cheeseburgers and a drink. Mm-hmm. Seriously. All right. Scan the QR code, hit the links. We got the Instagram, follow us. We got the Kona community on the Discord. Brandy said she's going to be active on that and getting a lot of those questions answered soon, if she has not done that already. 951-290-3077. Give a call or give you a text. We got email, KonaButterflyz@gmail.com. And what do we got going on tomorrow, Brandy? Tomorrow we got the SIE and we got the 65. Study hall and small group tutoring is not happening, but we do have the SIE and the 65, and be sure to be in there. And if you do have some stuff you wanted to get through on the 65 or the study hall and you want to ask those questions, go drop them in the Discord so Brandy can get to that. I know that tomorrow we will have bad cell service, so we probably won't be as immediate as you want, but we'll get them tomorrow night, hopefully before the brew starts. So, because we will be back for the Studying Brew. Yes. Audios, as always, are on Spotify and on Patreon. All right, you ready to get this thing rocking?
Yay.
Let's go. Let's get it. Oh, look at that. OBA.
Yeah, sorry. My graphic is hiding.
It's hiding?
Yeah, it's supposed to say free.
Oh, yeah. Free Content Wednesday. Tonight, we're going to be going over the OBA, the PST, selling away. And if you haven't been studying, or maybe you started studying, or maybe you're somewhere in the studying and you're like, oh, I've heard all this before. You haven't heard it like this. This is gonna be easy.
Oh yeah.
Brandy's got ADD, dude. She ain't got time for that long-winded, too many page explanations. She's gonna make it simple. She's gonna make it sweet. She's gonna get down to the point. And guess what?
Wow.
It's gonna be a lot easier to get them exam questions right.
That's right.
So let's go.
Give me 5 minutes. I'm just kidding. All right. In all seriousness though, this is one of the very few topics that is on every single exam. Every exam. From the SIE, 6 and the 7, 63, 65, 66, the 26, I'm sure the 24, and all of the other numbers that we don't teach, I know it's on there. This is also one of the very few things that you guys will actually use in your businesses, or actually have to know in your businesses. Now, don't give me look. You're not going to be like 10 years down the road and be like, oh yeah, I remember that Studying Brew with Brandy and Andy, and that's why I know this. This is a constant, every day, every firm, everything. So don't worry, your firm's got your back on this stuff as well.
Right. So if you were a painter, Brandy's basically telling you she's going to show you the brushes that you're going to use. But guess what? When you start doing the job, you're going to know the brushes you're going to use because you're going to use them every day.
Exactly.
So
exactly. All right. So one of the reasons why I like to teach these things side by side is because they have so many similarities, but yet so many differences. Okay. So I usually go like this. I usually go OBA. Then I go get my different color pen here. Then I'll go PST. Don't worry, I'll describe what they are. And then selling away. All right, so let's start with the OBA.
I know there's going to be people, they're going to be like, they got that Kendrick song and they're going to be like hearing that now every time. OBA.
Like, hey, you know what though? It helps you remember.
Hey, if it helps you remember, let's go with it.
So real quick side story. My daughter was studying for her biology, and I was helping her, quizzing her on it. And then she's like, okay, I know there's one more scientist. I'm all, he's a old G, and he's really strong. His name was George Buffon, Buffon. And it was his theory that the earth is older than it really is. Guys, see? G, buff, older. Bro, that's what we're talking about right here. Okay. Keywords. All right, guys. So OBA stands for outside business activity. Is there the word securities in that title? No securities. So this is non-securities related work outside your firm. How many of you have more than one job?
Or let's say you got a side hustle.
Or a side hustle. This is actually, I should probably just say it this way: earned income.
I'm going to say it like this. Who doesn't have a side hustle in this economy? You got to have a side hustle just to pay for eggs. You know what I mean?
Okay. So let's call it earned income. Brandy, I volunteer at my church. Does that count? Well, you said you volunteer. That is not earned income.
You kids want tacos? I got to go get a side hustle just for that ground beef.
Yes. I volunteer at my kid's school. Do I have to report that as an outside business activity? Now, if you were a substitute teacher at your kid's school, you would have to report that as outside business activity because that is something that you get paid for.
It's on the books. There's a paycheck.
Yeah. If you guys have a side hustle like Scentsy,
there's 1099.
Pampered Chef.
There's a 1099.
Anything like that, you would have to report that as outside business activity.
Okay? Outside business activities usually mean you're going to pay taxes on. It's going to get reported. It's on the grid. You're going to have to report that. You have to, right?
Yes.
I know this is like, I don't know. One time Brandy was telling somebody this, on an appointment, and they were like, well, I sell this green stuff on the side. And she's like, is it on the books? No. Then let's just keep that on the down low, bro.
Why are you telling me?
Why are you telling me this? We're talking about stuff on the books, man.
On the book. Somebody's like, well, I get paid under the table. On the books. Guys, on the books. All right. So employer can limit or
No one's coming after you for watching your sister's kids once a week.
Yeah. Does your sister claim you? No, I'm just kidding. All right. So look at this, guys. Outside business activity, OBAs, non-securities related, right?
Yep.
Non-securities related. And then we just have to give notification prior to the activity. You get hired at somewhere, you put in your, I don't know, your paperwork, whatever. And then you have to, hey, reporting people at my firm, usually the compliance department. I have some outside business activity. They might ask you some questions, whatever. Boom, done. Okay. Notification, OBA, notification, OBA, notification. Now, don't confuse that with approval, because even though your employer can limit or restrict, it does not mean that you have to have approval. Okay. Why would your employer limit or restrict you? Because you're working for a competitor, because you're working, you know what I mean? There's reasons. Now, the PST stands for private securities transaction. It's in the title. It's in the title. This is securities business outside of your firm.
Is it private?
Not necessarily, but yeah, probably. Securities business outside of your firm. You guys might see it in your quiz questions as not vetted by your firm.
Does everybody know what not vetted by means?
I don't know. I just know it relates to this. You guys see what we're doing here?
That's all you need to know. But what is it? Don't need to know.
No, it's just not vetted. That vetted by thing, right? So private securities transactions. Hey, I know that you sell securities with your firm. I want to sell some stock of my startup business over here. Do you think you can help me?
No.
You can't.
Oh, I was just saying personally, I don't.
I know. Andy's like, bro, I ain't.
No, it sounds like a lot of work. No, I'm doing
not doing that. So you could do that. You're gonna have to either, if you say, yeah, no problem, don't worry about paying me, I got you, you're my friend, then we have to do notification. Okay.
No compensation, notification.
No comp, notification. Guys, like, no comp, notification, right? But now if he's like, hey, or she's like, hey, you know what? If you help me out, I'm going to give you, I used this example earlier today. I'm going to buy you and your family Super Bowl tickets for 2026 over at Levi Stadium. Heck yeah. Or I'm going to give you cash. Either way, you'll need to get approval from your firm.
They have to say it's okay for you to get paid that way.
And then it's going to be recorded on your firm's books.
Both of them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which one. The reason why they do that is because they need to supervise you.
That's an F, by the way, and an I.
They need to supervise you. Boom, done. So no comp, notification, comp. Now what's selling away? It looks exactly like that. It is sending or doing securities business outside your firm. But wait, Brandy, you just said it was okay. Not with notification or approval. So if you are just like, hey, I know your firm doesn't sell stocks, but I really want to add stocks to my portfolio. Which broker dealer should I go with? And you give a list, even innocently. Hey, Google this place. Hey, these are, I hear these people in advertisements, whatever. That is called selling away. anytime you direct securities business away from your firm, innocently or not, that is called selling away if your firm does not know you're doing that. So like my rule of thumb, go do your research. Yeah, come on though, but you know them. Go do your research. Just name one of them. What about blankety blank? I don't know. Go do your research. You will never, ever, ever, ever hear me say a name of another broker dealer or another firm at all, ever, if my clients are asking.
Well, you guys don't do individual stocks. Which
Nope.
one do you recommend?
I don't know. Go do your research. Google it.
I call it the miracle on 34th Street. You can't be that Santa Claus. We don't sell those roller skates at Macy's. We'll go to Gimbals. Can't do that.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
I know that's a reference that's old, but
yeah, you can't do that.
Oh, well.
So either if you're sending business like a referral or you're doing securities business and your firm does not know about it, that is called selling away. So guys, in your questions, when you guys are looking at your questions, be very, very careful between the private securities transactions and the selling away. Make sure you're looking, does the firm know, yes or no? If the firm does not know, it's selling away, it's prohibited. Ooh, I should probably put that prohibited.
It's like that thing where where you have like a coworker or maybe a kid, your own kid, and they ask you that question like about stuff, and they're like, "But how does that work?" Or "Where did that?" And what's your answer? Google it.
Google it.
I say it all the time. Google it. Why are you harassing me? Google it. You got a smartphone? Shoot, Google it.
But as
you be smart.
Is that thing that I pay for. But as you guys can see, there's a lot of similarities. There's also a lot of big differences. Again, on every exam, and this is implemented at every firm. Okay?
In some way or another.
In some way, shape, or form.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. We did it?
Did it.
We did it. I told you it was going to be simple.
Yeah.
I told you it was going to be easy. I told you we're going to make it relatable. But you know what? Some of y'all don't believe me. Don't overcomplicate this stuff. And if you go on some of these other things, these other videos and other things that other people do, I'm telling you, some of that stuff was like 10, 20 pages long. It don't need to be. It's very simple. Very simple. Break it down just like that. And when you're looking and you're taking those exams and you're taking those quiz questions, just like the vetted by thing, you don't know what it means. You just know that it goes there.
Yeah.
All you need to do is just relate it to the right answer. All we're looking for is a couple right answers. Get a pass notice.
That's it. That's it.
That's all we got to do. We just got to get a pass notice. Don't go too deep on it. Don't lose any sleep. And then after you pass, Google it.
Google it.
There you go. Go Google it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We've got those sessions for tomorrow for the members. Remember, we're not having the study hall or the small group tutoring, but we will be on for the what do I want to say? The meat and potatoes. We're going to be there for the series 65.
Yes.
And
SIE.
And the SIE.
Yeah.
We'll have both of those tomorrow. But we're also going to be back for the Studying Brew, same bad time, same bad channel. We're going to be doing a little bit of content, a little bit of techniques. We're going to be answering quiz questions. We're going to be breaking them down like Charlie Brown, the only way Brandy knows how. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. So you guys all got to be here tomorrow night, and we'll have that fun tomorrow night with those 6 questions, 6 different exams, 6 answers, as always. But none of it can happen out there if you don't stay safe and wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep a positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We so super appreciate you. Practice keywords when you're studying. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.